All right, good morning, everybody. Thanks for being here. Happy Sunday. Oh, you know what I just realized? Good morning. Hi, how are you? It's been a week. I haven't been on the last week. Something happened last week, and I can't remember why I wasn't on Sunday. Hi, Brad. How are you? And then Thursday I wasn't on at all because it was St. Patty's Day, and I was doing my best to get completely worthless Thursday night. Stayed up till about 2 a.m. Watched the Flogging Molly concert live from LA. Had to buy a ticket for that. I really wish I could have got like a shirt or something out of it instead of just like, here's $20 and I'm going to watch remotely. But that's what happened. So we boiled some corned beef brisket and cabbage, and I had some Irish nachos, which are basically like potatoes made like nachos. Let me know how the sound is. It's been a while. The last time I tried to do a YouTube thing, it also borked on me. So I'm glad it started up. I'm glad everybody's here. Mariana's Bricks, hello. How are you guys? Good afternoon to you. Hello, Connor. Hello, Mayo. Did somebody say Mayo? They sure did. We did. All right, so real quick, I'm going to do this before we start on our build. I finally got the green spaceman from the exosuit, and I just realized that the greens are different colors. So the head is going to be a different color. So we're going to do this transition real quick, and the head's going to look really weird. I don't know that there is a minifig piece that is the right, or if there's a head piece that's the right color. So if anybody wants to look that up for me, I need the green, not the bright green, right? Because this is bright green and that's green or forest green or something. It doesn't look terrible. Once the face shield's down, you can't really tell. But the other thing is the other ones don't have face shields, so I was going to take that off. Because this was like Classic Space, and Classic Space doesn't have face shields when they started. They also didn't have those little divots on the side to hold the face shields. So, but this was the ship that went with it. It's just a little green power glider. And then you just stick a guy in here and clip his hands in. And that's really it. So yeah, if anybody wants to look that up real quick, just to make me feel better about life. I think it should be working. I had a guy in here earlier. So yesterday was AFOL day, and I think I have to take these apart actually and put them on individually. Yesterday was AFOL day. Julian Watson, how are you, Julian? It's good to see you. It's been a while. You could, okay, Mayo, they're inexpensive on Bricklink if you still want to get it. There were a couple that were like $40, which I think is still, it's a little heavy on the price point, but it's still, I think, worth it because this is a really neat set. And you get a couple green figures out of it. So there you go. So there you go. It's a little power glider kind of thing. Just kind of sits in there. Got some, I wanted to do more leaves. But I had those Technic wheel, or I had those wheels too. So I was trying to do that. Have them a little off-centered. But yeah, it's fun. So now the monochrome set is complete, and I just need to get a couple green, or a couple, I need to get a gray torso, or not a gray torso, a gray helmet and a black torso, and then I think I'm done. So yeah, it'll be fun to take to Brick Rodeo, of which you should all be going to Brick Rodeo this year, if you can. So, Click and Cliff, hello, how are you? New to the channel, haven't seen you here before. Thanks for being here. Cheers, hope everybody's got a coffee or a beverage. All right, so AFOL Day was yesterday. AFOL Appreciation Day. If you are in a lug, Lego, we'll have a thing where you get to participate at your Lego store for a discount 15% off select purchases. So newer stuff over $100 is generally not part of that. So I did get the Vespa, and that was not part of the 15% off, but I still wanted to get it. Greg Dillion, how's it going? We've got quite a few people here today. This is fun. This is cool. So this is what I got. I've been eyeing this for a while. I think this is really cool. It's got some nice purple and lavender in it, and I like those book parts. So this is going to be fun to build and keep up. I'll put them with my little creatures section. And then, of course, everybody had to get one of these, so I got one. I might go back and get another one just to have a few extra Dark Troopers, but I don't plan on building an army of any kind. So, just the one kind of thing. Brick Fair, Alabama, 2023. This is another good theme that I want to get more of, but the other sets were like 100 and 120. So I got this one, and this one was kind of expensive for the 275 parts that it is. It was like $50 or something. It was kind of, it wasn't cheap, I think. Let's look. How much did I spend on this guy? Maybe less. Oh no, it's $40. Okay. So $40 for 275 pieces is actually pretty expensive. I feel, but some of these pieces are pretty big and specialized. Like this thing and this thing, but I want to get more of these lunar sets. I think they're great. I'm always a big fan of space anything sets, and this is kind of the only thing going right now, which is fun. It's a space exploration theme versus like the space ones they've had recently, which are like space action, where there's an alien they're fighting or a bug they're fighting. Those were all great. Those were all fine, but I really like these. Yeah, Lego. Make sure to reward their lugs and their AFOLs and their lugs as much as they can, but it's kind of a 2 steps forward, 1 step back, or 1 step forward, 2 steps back kind of thing. And I also picked up Ahsoka Tano. They only had 2. I should have grabbed both, but I only really wanted 1. So, and then the gift with purchase, the skating rink. I'm kind of upset that I wasn't able to get the Jane Goodall, but I've got a lug friend who said they got 2. So I told him I'd buy one or I'd trade something for it. I didn't get this originally at Christmas, so this is pretty cool that I got it. I'm pretty happy about it. It's got a little play feature. This got a little mechanic in it that turns, and it turns the skaters around the thing, so that's pretty fun. That'll be a fun build. I'm going to put that over here. I am going to real quick talk some Brick Rodeo stuff, because I'm involved in that. So Brick Rodeo does mocks every year. They do mock builds, and I'm not going to tell you what the mock build this year is because it's a surprise. But in the past, so this was 2020s, the theme was Brick Odyssey, and I don't remember what it was for. It was in Houston. This was their one that was virtual, I think. And then the one before that was, I think, still Brick Fiesta. So this was the con build for that. And so going forward, I think most of the con builds are going to have this Texas base on it, and then it's going to be something on top of it. Or at least some models are. And so this has some, are those stickers? No, these are custom print bricks of all the cities. He was just holding that. That's no big deal. And then had a Brick Fiesta tile here, but we are now Brick Rodeo, so it has to be that. So there you go. So keep an eye on the Brick Rodeo Instagram site or Facebook if you're interested. And we'll be announcing, I'm sure, the con build pretty soon to let everybody know what they can get if they get a all membership or all access membership. Put that back over there. And this guy was just, and then everybody gets like a printed brick and stickers and tiles and stuff. This guy was just a fun little thing. These Fabuland hats came with, a couple of the things, so that was fun. Let's see. Right? Yeah. Brick Rodeo is going to be in June, so I don't know what she was here for. Haley Bricks. I don't know what she was doing here. Anyway, so yeah, so then the final thing, of course, was the Vespa. So that's what we're working on today. Now, again, the AFOL day, if you're in a lug, they're pull tabs. All right. If you're in a lug, part of what the Lego group will do as a nice thing for your lug is that they work with their local stores, because this isn't an official Lego thing. It's more of a LAN with the Lego store than it is anything. Is they will have every quarter they have AFOL day, and you go to the store, and in the past it's been you go and get a discount on Lego sets, provided they are qualifying. And usually, like this one, it's too new and it's too expensive. Things like the Disney Castle, which was this time, but it wasn't originally. Any of the big cars weren't. The AT-AT I think was, but I think they were making an exception for it because it's so big. But, you know, smaller sets, pick-a-brick wall. Oh, I also got a thing of pick-a-brick, a jar of pick-a-brick bricks, too. Those are all 15% off. So, maybe it was a different show. She talks about the Brick Rodeo all the time. But that's cool. I think we've invited her. I have to look at our social medias and see what's going on with that. Right? Take some time for yourself. Treat yourself. So that's what we picked up. The AFOL day is changing, though. And if you aren't a member of Lug and feel like you want to join, it's still a good idea if there's one in your area, because Lugs tend to get support from Lego. And by support, I mean sets and bags. Sometimes they'll just have loose bags like this in their support. Poly bags, things like that. So they do send the Lugs stuff every year. You also can take advantage of things like Lug Bulk, in which you can buy Lego at discount prices or at very, very low prices. Usually Lugs will have a meeting, hopefully once a month, sometimes once a quarter, depends on the lug, how big it is, how far apart the people are. Because, you know, if it's a wide area lug, like it covers a state or two, you may not want to drive in once a month, but you'll drive in once every 3 months. Oh man, this is sexy. I cannot wait. I was so excited to see this. It does have stickers, and that's fine.
Do you refer to Lego as sexy?
I always refer to Lego as sexy, Beth. The way the curves kind of go together, the way the engineering is put together, some of it just, it feels good to build. Beth's giving me a hard time for calling Lego sexy. You shouldn't be jealous of Lego, but you should be worried about nothing. It's just an expensive hobby. So, what else can Lugs do for you? What can Lug do for you? They also have things called project support, where if you and the Lug that you're in, so this is going to be cool. Yeah, this is going to be all like the 60s stuff. Riding around Ciao in Italy. Oh man, that's neat looking. All the different models throughout the years. I kind of want a Vespa, but I live in the suburbs, and it would just take so long to get anywhere with it. Because they don't, you know, they say they go 50, 60 miles an hour, but you're maxing out that little 350 by doing that. So, been doing well, Julian. How have you been? Oh, I've ordered parts for... I'm going to see if anybody can guess the next build based on the color. So this is going to be the next Microfighter. I've got some parts on order and they're on the way, as well as a minifigure. Let me know what you think. So project support is if your lug has a big idea and it's something that will be done by the community or by the lug for the community or for the public, like a big event. If your lug hosts or takes part in a convention of any kind, and you want to... oh, you did. Okay. Yes, you did, because I was asking which figure to get. Brad, thank you. If you have something big you want to build for a convention with your group, you can apply for project support, which is kind of like lug bulk. It'll be a little cheaper, but there's a lot of restrictions on it. It has to be this many parts. It has to be this many types of parts, minimum orders, things like that. But that can help if you're building something really big and you don't want to have to like piece it out through Bricklink, right? The Capitol was built kind of like that. So that's also very helpful. So the way we handle getting just regular support is that every month we have seed parts, which can be ordered through them as well, part of the support thing. And that came apart real easily. We'll have sets, or we'll have poly bags, or we'll have figures, or we'll have something. But we've got a lot of stuff. And then we get stuff like once a year, and then we'll end up buying stuff as well to kind of pad out the back stock, right? And every month people will get together and we'll have a theme and some seed parts maybe, and then we'll get together and say, this is the model that I built this month based off that. Sorry, I'm picking up I got a hangnail and it's bothering me. And then people can vote on it and say, I like this one the best. And at the end of the meeting, that person, whoever gets the most votes, gets first pick of all the loot. And then it goes on down. And usually there's more loot than there are people. So every meeting you kind of leave with something. Like you brought a set to show, you leave with a little set. Sometimes it's just a brickhead. Sometimes it's a polybag. Sometimes it's a pretty good size set, depending. So there's definite perks. And if you've got a lug in your area, I would definitely join up. Some do charge, like I think Dallas may charge like a yearly dues. Austin doesn't. I don't know if that's going to change or not, but the dues help then go towards buying stuff for the lug, so sets and things like that. We also the lug also does a lot of charitable stuff, so like Fairy Bricks just put in an application. Oh man, Mayo, go get some sleep. Good night. Have a good one. So we applied for that, and then what we'll do is we'll take the sets that we get from Fairy Bricks and take it right to Dell Children's Hospital, and it's just a big dump of in the past couple of years we've just dumped it off on them. It's like, give this to the kids. In the past, we've done a thing where we do that, but we also have a lot of little sets, and we'll have like play days, and we'll go with a couple of the people of the lug, and then we'll like distribute stuff, and we'll build with them and hang out a little bit. So hopefully we can get back into that this year. But yeah, there's a lot of fun stuff. They also will participate in events that maybe aren't Lego centric, but people have contacted us to be participants. We did, when South by was still running, a show called Create, we were part of that. We were also, we would go to Maker Faire, which seems like it's kind of Lego adjacent, but it's weird. There is a disconnect between makers and Lego builders. Not a big one, but not as many Lego people are also DIYers and hackers and stuff like that. There is a Venn diagram where there are. Oh my god. Every time with a build. Oh, I see it. Usually I can hear where they go because it's hardwood floor, but yeah, there's train shows that we don't do, but we have a group in. So TechSlug's really is kind of weird because it's all kind of TechSluggy, but each city has its own TechSlug group, ish. Like TechSlug is mostly Austin, but then there's TechSlug San Antonio, and then there's these Texas Brick Railroad, which is mostly people out of San Antonio, but some people from Austin. Then there's DFW Bricks, and then the Houston Brick Club. So we're all kind of TechSlug-ish, but the Austin one's the only one that is just TechSlug. And I think that's due to the capital being here. I don't know. But they do have train shows that they do every once in a while, and the Texas Brick Railroad is part of that train show. So this coming in a couple weeks, we're going to be at a thing, like for instance, this real estate technology company approached us, and I forget how they found us, but they're going to do a thing where their theme is connectedness. And it's kind of this vague thing about, something they're using is like they're doing like a homeless outreach program and, whatever. Not really sure the specifics, even after talking to them for a little while. But they want us to be there and help them build houses or a house. And then the money, like everybody donates. And if you donate, you get a certain amount of brick. And if you take that brick and you help build houses, right? And then they take all those houses and they donate them like as display pieces to the organization that they're helping fundraise for, kind of thing. Cool idea. I'm not exactly sure still like what our job is being there. But we can, I told them, I was like, we've got architecture sets that we can kind of come display. That's kind of where I was going with the whole thing. But, things like that. And then people approach you through the lug and, can your guys come do this thing or this thing? And sometimes we say yes. And sometimes it's like, I don't really think that's something we want to do. We did have a thing at Brickfest Live this year. And that was kind of weird because in the past we really haven't, because Brickfest Live is not, I would say it's not lug friendly or AFOL friendly, but it's definitely more geared towards, hey kids, come and look at all this stuff. And it's got some interactiveness, but it's very insular, right? It's its own thing. It's not Lego endorsed or anything like that. It's just kind of, a private startup kind of thing. And in the past, we've asked to be a part of it thinking, yeah, this would be a good thing for both of us. And they've been kind of, well, we're not going to pay for you to get in. We're not going to help you pay for parking and all this kind of stuff. And we're like, Triple M, what's up? Hi, everybody. Bye, everybody. Thanks for popping in, buddy. We'll see you later. Thanks for being here. But this year, they were very cool about it. They're like, yeah, bring your stuff. We'll get you a display space, whatever you need. So hopefully that relationship is good. This is really neat. Like all this soft blue, all these pieces in this like soft baby blue, sky blue. I don't know what the official color is. It's like a powder blue. Oh, that sucks, Julian. You should work on trying to get that back in then. Maybe you're going to be the driving force to bring it back. I know that we were really worried about conventions in general, but everybody seems to be excited about, like, we're trying to get our meetings in person again. I know there's a lot of people who are just not wanting to do virtual meetings. They're, you know, and I don't understand it. I was like, you know what? I'd almost rather do a virtual meeting. The only difference is at virtual meetings, you can't, like, get loot for something you've built. And you can't really see the mocks very well. Like, you can see a picture of it, but you can't, like, walk around it and ask people to take it apart if it's got sections like a modular or something. So I get it. So hopefully not this coming meeting, but next meeting we'll be back in virtual or real in-person face-to-face. Hopefully everything goes well and nothing like collapses at the last minute. Yeah, I was at the Pick-a-Brick wall for when we were doing AFOL day yesterday, and there was almost nothing. Like, I specifically buy parts for things that I need. I don't really have a whole lot of projects going on right now other than microfighters. Now that the monochrome space thing is done, the only thing I'm really going to start doing is trying to build up on the moonscape. And I'm kind of I have 3 plates. They're the 48 by 48s, and then I've got 3 plates next to it that are old gray. And because they've got the moon craters on them, they just look so bad side by side. So I don't know what I'm going to do with that yet, but I might try to get some light blue plates and then just build up craters, which is just going to be a lot of plates and things like that. So we'll see how that goes. But the Pick-a-Brick wall had like 8 by 8 gray plates, so I got a bunch of those. And then a handful of other things that I don't really need, but I, you know, was like, well, it looks like a fun piece to have. I got some of that new yellow, a couple pieces of the new yellow. The medium blue has been the death of me lately. Why is that? The DeLorean, I think, is awesome. I want to get 3 of them so I can build all 3 versions. But I know I don't know what the price point is. I think it's 170, 160. And I know I'm only going to be able to get one. It's not a day one purchase for me. I will get it, but the cars that I have aren't the movie cars. I've got one movie car, it's the Aston Martin, and I didn't get the Ecto 1, and I'm really sad about not getting the Ecto 1 because it retired. The new yellow is I just built this in a set the other day. What set was that? Was it the Globe? No, it couldn't have been the Globe. Is it a Star Wars thing? So I'm going to try not to get all the pieces mixed in, but... So yeah, we've got some of these plates. The new yellow is... this color. It's like a neon yellow. So here's regular yellow. So they had 1 by 10 plates, and then they had like some 1 by 8 bricks, and then they had panels, or like 1 by 4 by 3 panels or bricks, I guess. So it's that weird yellow. I think it came in like an Easter set or an owl or something like that. Anyway, that's the new yellow. And then for some reason, I don't think I had a lot of these, so I got a lot of these fences. And then some random stuff like some tan ingots and some of these 1 by 2 rounded plates, some of those. A lot of these wheels, these are good for thrusters. Some of these new colored dots. And then some wedge panels for wing, because I don't ever know when I'm going to get those. And some sand blue snot build bricks. So pretty good haul, just a little bit of everything. I probably should have spent more time getting more of these. Now that I think about it, I might go back to the pick-a-brick wall and just be like, I need a bunch of this to make some craters or moonscapes, hills, and stuff. The DeLorean, yeah. So I think it looks great. I think they've done a great job on it. The price point's a little high. It seems a little small for the price point. But you do get figures and you do get little extra bits. So it's not really a car. Do you get figures? Yeah, you get Doc and Marty, right? But then there's like little bits of stuff you get extra, like the when you change out the car, there's all different types. There's different types of wheels, and then there's different, the Mr. Fusion on the back, and then the thing on the front of the engine when they're in railroad mode. The complaint I've heard so far is that the railroad version or the Back to the Future 3 version doesn't have rail wheels. So I'm sure that's going to be like a day one mock for somebody is like redoing that so they have rail yard or railroad track wheels on it, which I can completely appreciate. It seems like an oversight, but I don't know. What do I know? Yeah, I split up. I finally cleaned up all my figs the other day and broke them up into like sections. Like these are all the Star Wars. These are all the city. These are all the, Futron. These are the movie ones. And the movie ones I didn't have a ton of if they weren't... Was that 3? Okay. If they weren't Star Wars. Like I had a handful of Harry Potter. Some Marvel. Most of that Marvel is from stuff that my son got originally. But yeah. I think it looks really neat. Plus, I think the windshield's a new element, I think. I may be wrong on that. And I'm glad that it's an actual windshield, not just like the frame and then we forgot about it, or it's like a bunch of stacked, bricks or something. All the little bits look great, like the little hoverboards and the little gadgets and stuff. So I think it will be a fun thing to build. I think there's a light brick inside too that lights up the flex capacitor. So that's cool. Oh, whoops. You never build with figs, so you just get the model sets, the display sets, not the play sets. That's kind of how I look at it, is like sets with figures are meant to be played with kind of thing. Sets without are obviously display pieces, but I kind of get both. Like, obviously all the Star Wars stuff, most of the Star Wars stuff is figure heavy. So I can't specifically talk about leaks and rumors, but I know that there are some for Kenobi already. So that may be something you guys could look into if you haven't. I will say that I've already started working on a Sith ship microfighter. Because I also want to do a microfighter of the Elders ship from Visions. It's kind of a Sith starship looking. It was very cool looking and I really liked it. So I'm like, yeah, I'm going to do that. But this looks very similar. Like all the Inquisitor ships look kind of similar. It's already looking nice. So do you just do you mostly buy bricks and pieces and pick a brick wall and stuff like that? I don't think I've ever really bought bricks and pieces. Like most of the time I'm buying sets and then tearing sets apart to get my pieces, or I just buy stuff off Bricklink. Like I design it and then I just buy the parts that I need. I think if I were just buying parts just to have parts, I would probably be spending a lot more than I am. Oh, also, if you've come over from Good Morning Brick World, thank you for coming by. I know that Brick Hive and Doc are streaming right now still, so I appreciate the coming by and saying hi. And hopefully I'll be in their calendar next time, so I may see more people next time. That'll be cool. If you aren't watching, you should go watch. It's a cool thing they do every week. Just look up Brick Hive on Instagram and YouTube. So I don't think I'll get through this whole set today. So join me then on... Before I make that promise, let me see if I've got anything going on. On Tuesday over on Twitch. Yeah, nothing going on Tuesday. So over on Twitch on Tuesday, Twitch Tuesdays, we'll call it. And we'll finish it out. That's not the one we need. So yeah, I look at a lot of sets and like these pieces and say, I like this piece, but what else would I do with it? So I don't necessarily. I know I'm a specific mock builder, right? Star Wars, spaceships, things like that. Unless I have an idea to build a spaceship out of this color, despite the fact that those are very cool pieces, I'm not going to get a ton of them just to have them. And I know that's different from a lot of people will see a set and they say that's a new element. I'm just going to go to Bricks and Pieces when they become available and buy 50 of those pieces or however many they get. Made pretty good progress. It's actually not, it's all, there's no Technic in this so far. It's all system brick, which I'm kind of happy with. So yeah, a lot of people will go and just buy a ton of whatever new pieces out. And I'm like, I would do that if I thought I could have a use for it. And I just don't know in some cases why or what I would do with that. So like even yesterday I was like, well, I can get 15% off the pick-a-brick wall, but I'm like, I'm looking at it going, I don't have a use for any of this currently. In the past, I've needed this piece, so I kind of got, a few of those. Yeah, they changed the experience, so now Bricks and Pieces and Pick-a-Brick are the same thing. And I think it's just, I forget what they called it. I read a thing about it the other day, and I don't really understand what's going on with it. I don't use either a whole lot to really understand, but I'll try to get some information about it. I should know these things. I'm trying to keep up with all the ambassador stuff. It's just there's a lot. And it comes in waves. Like nothing happens for like 2 weeks, and then suddenly there's 15 forms you got to fill out about something. And I have to go back and fill out forms for a couple other things that have happened recently, so not really looking forward to that, but that's the job. Yeah, lately Lego seems to be doing a lot of things where they're enhancing the experience of something by getting rid of it. To that end, and I think this is pretty much public knowledge for lug people because we have asked our lugs about it. So I don't think it's anything I shouldn't be saying. but lugs no longer, as of this last AFOL day, there's no discount on AFOL days. The Lego group has decided that pretty standard extra pieces there. All right, no guesses on this. I know Brad knows what it is. No guesses what this is going to be, what microfighter this is? Just keeping that out there. Going forward, starting in June, it will be a gift with purchase, an exclusive gift with purchase for AFOLs on AFOL Appreciation Day, which a lot of people are not happy about. Because gift with purchases you can buy from somewhere else. Somebody will put it up for sale. Now, it's up to the LAN ambassadors, or the lug people, to kind of gatekeep that a little bit and say, now remember, this isn't for resale or whatever the stipulation is going to be, but you really can't stop everyone from going to the black market with it. So if you wanted one, I'm going to hazard a foster a guess that, yep, that's correct. This is going to be the Milano. Because Peter Quill had a crush on Alyssa Milano, and then the next ship he had was the Benatar. I would have called mine the Jet, because I was a big Joan Jett fan, or the Susie, but that's just me. And yeah, so I feel like the gift with purchase is not going to be great, and it's going to upset a lot of people. And there's already every response right now is, well, I brought this up with my lug, and they're not happy about it. In some cases, people have to drive a very long way to get to their Lego store, and they are part of a lug, but the Lego store is really far away, and so it doesn't make sense for them to spend however much in gas to get down here to get a gift with purchase. So not a lot of happiness about that change. But as of now, it's like they're not saying, well, test the waters a little bit and let us know how your lug feels about this, and then we'll make a decision. They're like, nope, it's going to be done. And so everyone's like, well, crap. So this was kind of the last time you could take advantage of a discount. I did my best. There was just not a lot of stuff I really wanted at the time. I mean, there was, but I didn't want to break the bank on stuff. I was like, I got to keep it under 200. So I kept it under 200. Plus I had like $20 VIP points and some other stuff. So it worked out pretty well. They did say it was going to be an exclusive gift with purchase. But like the exclusive gift with purchase with the Coliseum was the Chariot. And that was like, do I still have that somewhere? I don't know that I do. I may have taken it apart or put it somewhere. Like, I don't know where I put it. Let me look real quick. So yeah, this was the gift with purchase, I think, with the Chariot specifically, or just when the Chariot was out. And it's not awful, but it's not great. You know, I wouldn't drive 2 hours, an hour and a half or whatever for just this, right? Now, if it was another maybe like sailboat quality, the sailboat was rad, right? The sailboat to me was probably one of the better GWPs in recent memory. The Amelia Earhart was good too. And not just a size thing, it's a creativity thing too, right? That's a neat figure. It's a neat idea. Some parts in this were really good. It looks nice. Good parts usage, you know, that kind of stuff. But if it is an exclusive, meaning something rinky-dinky, then yeah, there's going to be a lot of pissed off AFOLs. So, I don't know. Plus, I'm trying to think of what might be released in June that would necessitate a gift with purchase that'll be different from whatever there's going to be in June. I'm guessing a lot of Kenobi sets may be coming out, but I don't know. They did repurpose the skating rink. The skating rink was the gift with purchase for Christmas, and you can get it now. It's what's there now, right? And it's like, it's March. It's almost not March. It's almost April, and gift with purchase is a skating rink. That's very... Where is it? It's very Christmas. This March 19th, your gift with purchase. March 19th. The Transformer set coming out. Uh-oh. The Optimus Prime. Oh, well, that's kind of going to be a day one purchase for me. God dang it. So yeah, it'll have to be some. You know what? I bet it'll be like a Bumblebee. But you get a Optimus Prime and you get a little Bumblebee. I bet you. I really wanted the Jane Goodall set, but I missed it because I wasn't at the shop for double VIP point weekend. I had to make a choice. I mean, this is every AFOL's like dilemma is when and where to spend your money, especially if you're kind of an addict about it or a collector. You're like, well, I want to get this set, but I want to get this set, and then I got to, you know, you can't get it all at once. Roma. So there's sticker one, Roma. I'm guessing you're in Italy. You're in the capital city, Rome. For the thumbnail, that's what I got was a Rome streets is what I got for the thumbnail. I will only get it if it's Voltron size. It's not going to be. It's not even going to be. I would guess it's going to be about that big. Like, I think it's probably going to be slightly bigger than buildable figures, honestly. I don't think it's going to be huge, but I never really listen to rumors anyway. I see them pop up and I'm like, all right. But I try not to talk about them too much because I don't want to get my hopes up. B, I don't think I'm really supposed to, especially on my channel. So I don't post anything about it on Instagram or anything. Plus, sometimes I know what's coming out. There's embargoes on stuff that I have to keep quiet about. So I'm trying not to break any rules by, hey, have you guys heard about this thing? But yeah, when I heard about the Optimus Prime thing, I'm like, okay, well, I'll believe it when I get a thing from Lego about it. But in the meantime, we'll just wait and see. In the meantime, somebody go build some mocks. Go build your own stuff. All right, that's very cool looking so far. It's gonna be the back half, would be my guess. Trunk. God, I really wish I could listen to Lukash instead of randomness on Pretzel like this, but I know YouTube will be like, oh, I'm sorry, we're going to turn your whole channel off. Look at that. That color in that clip. Hi! Well, hi, Jill from Luxembourg. How are you? Do you speak French or German or Dutch? Vous parlez français in Luxembourg? Je parle un peu. Mon français est très mal. Parce que I don't practice. Je ne practice pas. Beth got a subscription to Rosetta Stone because she wants to take some Spanish for her job. She deals with a lot of families in hospice that are Spanish speaking, and so she wants to be able to also speak Spanish with them. So she was like, and she took Spanish. She went on a trip in school to Spain because they took Spanish, but she's like, I want to get back into it. I used to be really good at it. French, German, and Luxembourgish. Is Luxembourgish its own official language, or is it like a dialect of one of the two? I'm utterly fascinated with languages, so please let me know. And I should know this, honestly. Or is it like a Belgian dialect or something? So I did French in high school, and which was, back before schools were buildings, because I'm so old. They did schools out in the woods. And then I keep going back into like Duolingo and taking it for like 2 months, and then I get bored because I'm not speaking it with anybody, right? I'm just doing it to gamify the language learning app. So it's like not really conversing. Muzzle Frankish. Oh, okay, cool. Nice. I'm gonna have to look into that. We've got a guy on here, Walter from Portugal too, and I keep wanting him to like use some Portuguese, but I know I wouldn't understand it. And then I try to watch his stream with him and his daughter, and it's cool because I can pick out some things because they're roughly similar to Spanish, but enough to where it's not Spanish. It's all Romance languages, right? But some words are like, they don't have a translation, right? Some Star Wars words don't, some Lego words don't, so it's kind of fun. Plus, lots of context clues when they're building. They hold up a thing and point to it, and there's the word, and you're like, cool. Well, welcome, Jill. Thanks for being here. What are you building right now that you're building along? Ooh, a lot of these. A lot of those. I like these pieces so much. They're some of my favorite pieces. Some of my favorite pieces. Somebody needs to do some of my favorite bricks somebody adapt that. Hinges on curved slopes and bricks on translucence. Something like that. These are a few of my favorite bricks. Gargantos Showdown. I don't know that set. Guess what's going to happen right now? Oh, there's Walter. Hi, Walter. I knew I saw you earlier. 75026. Oh no, 76. I have dysgraphia, which means like I will constantly see a thing, a number, and then I will say like two numbers transpose. I'll say it, and then I write it differently. No idea. Oh, this is from Guardians. No. This is from Doctor Strange. Yes. Nice. I almost got this one, honestly. I'm not a huge Marvel set fan. I can count how many sets on one hand of Marvel and DC sets that I've got. But this one looked cool because of the arms. I almost got this. That looks like it's going to be fun to build. Enjoy. Hey, Brett. How's it going? And in Portugal, we don't translate some words and expressions. It's easy for us. Yeah, I bet. Like, if there's a perfectly cromulent way of saying one thing, then why change it? Okay, this. I'm also excited for these. I don't have too many of that size of slope, so that's cool. A giant beholder, yeah. That's when I first saw it. I was like, these are all beholders, man. Come on. Yeah, but they've been around in Marvel since the 80s. Yeah, but the beholder's been around for a lot longer than that. We got a friend who used to run a D&D campaign for us, and he has a giant statue of a beholder in his room. So every time we'd go, we're like, are we going to run into that today? He's like, no. Underneath. Okay. My guess is where that red dot is to keep me from going forward from there. Perfect, perfect. So let's see. The Kenobi trailer's out. I'm sure we've all watched that by now. That's going to be in May. I'm trying not to like watch all the rumors and stuff after the fact because the trailer's enough. I don't want to know anymore. Try not to watch the how many things you missed in the trailer videos. The Miss Marvel trailer was out. That looks fun. I can't wait for that. I like that it's going to be a series too, instead of a movie. Let's see, what else? I'm trying to think of non-sports stuff. Because my soccer team is playing today, and my hockey team is doing really well, and I could talk about those forever, but know your audience. Not seen which, Julian? The Miss Marvel? Or the Kenobi? The problem with the Kenobi trailer is I almost missed it because there's so many like fan edits of what people want as a Kenobi show that they take all a bunch of old movies and weird stuff that Ewan McGregor's been in and recut it. Oh, yeah. Moon Knight looks weird and good, and I'm here for it. So, Julian, if you don't care about either franchise, Star Wars or Marvel, it doesn't really matter. If you don't want to be spoiled by anything, they're actually pretty good trailers. I don't think either of them really give anything away, but I would watch that and it. Yeah, live action Star Wars series. I'm excited. I will watch any Star Wars thing. I know some of them are bad, but I will watch them. And I've watched them, I've gone back and watched them kind of repeatedly, even though they're not great movies. But I just like watching it. So there. Because for me, it's okay to like things. Never heard of Miss Marvel in my life. Honestly, I hadn't until a couple years ago. I think it's worth checking out. Okay, there's nothing underneath that. A little confused by what's going on here. There's nothing under that. Okay. Well, let's see. The Q2 Stadium's coming along. I'm usually doing that on Twitch. So coming Tuesday, I won't be doing that. I'll be finishing this probably. Because I'll go another hour, but I don't think I'm going to get through 3 more bags. So I'll work on that Tuesday. But usually Tuesday is going to be Q2 designs for at least a little while. And it's coming along. It's fun. I got a little bogged down a bit with some small minutia, but it's all working out. And I think it'll be a good set. And I'm excited that I've taken a lot of the Old Trafford out of it. I've still kept the base. I may redo some of the base even, but it was a good place to start, and I'm glad I could like use it to kind of jumpstart the whole process. The part count is going to be enormous because all the seats are 1 by 1. This is what the seats all are going to look like, except in green, right? These are all going to be different shades of green. And here's like a corner section, right? So it'll look like that. But these are all 1 by 1s. So instead of having like Old Trafford, which was the vent bricks, the fluted side bricks, whatever, as seats, as rows of seats, you've got, you get 6 instead of 1 piece. So it's like 6 times more pieces. It's going to be like a 5,000 piece set, but it's really like a 2,500 piece set. Yeah, Spider-Man No Way Home came out on digital. We watched Adam Project last night. That was fun. It wasn't like the greatest movie. He's been doing a lot of like, I feel like, not vanity projects, but I have a lot of money and I like these kind of things, and I'm just going to make this kind of show or movie. And this was no different. Like, there was nothing really wrong with it. A little tropey, but kind of fun. So there's that. Yeah, that's another one. The new Batman. I really wanted to see it, but I'm not to the point where I want to go to a theater just yet. I mean, I went for Dune. I might go by myself. I don't know. I know Beth won't want to go see it, so maybe I can get away with going by myself, or I'll take my kid with me or something, because I think he'd want to see it. In fact, I should ask. Trying to think of what else is going on nerd-wise. I get so focused on Lego sometimes that I'm just like, don't know what else is going on in the world. We're still threatening to continue our podcast, so stay tuned for that. That reminds me, Shorzy, for those Letterkenny fans, Shorzy's going to be its own show. I don't know if you saw the trailer for that. That's going to be interesting. Top Gun 2. There you go. Did that get put on hold? I thought it was going to be out already. Like, I thought it was supposed to come out this year. Like, didn't they have a full-on trailer for it and everything? I was excited for... we've had this discussion already. What? Julian, leave the stream right now and go watch it. I don't even want to talk to you. Best movie of 1986. Although Transformers came out in 1986, so maybe not the best movie. Anyway, May 27th, right on. I'll go see that. I was really mad that they basically shelved Rogue Squadron. I'm such a fan of pilot stories, especially Star Wars pilot stories, and I was so mad when they're like, yeah, I think we're just going to shelve this one. Oh, look at how nice that looks. Beth, more sexiness. Look how nice that looks. I mean, come on. That's just, ugh. All the shiny. So good. There is a new, if you're a fan of the show Big Mouth, there's a new show out. And we didn't know it was coming out. And we saw like the trailer yesterday, and it came out yesterday. So if you're a fan of that show, there's a spin-off of that called Human Resources. So it's all the monsters from Big Mouth, like the Hormone Monster and the Shame Wizard, and it's their show now, right? So it's all like all the people, and it introduces a bunch of new types of monsters. It's like Monsters Inc. for adults. It's fun and creative. It's not as funny as Big Mouth yet. Like, I was honestly a little bored while I was watching it, but Beth liked it a lot, so and I think she's probably watching that right now. Hey, Beth. She's not even listening. So yeah, that's out. I beat... Oh, here's the thing. I beat Horizon Forbidden West last week. Fun game. Love it. Always love it. And I'm going back through all the side quests and errands and jobs and whatever now. And I've even started... If anybody's interested, I will send you the Google Doc for it. But I started writing... Because it's I'm trying not to spoil it if you want to play it, but there's going to be a third game. I'd say hydrate, but I'm drinking coffee. I started writing kind of a fan fiction, what the third part should be. And I'm really impressed with it. Like, I had the ideas in a dream kind of thing and just woke up and started writing it down. And like 10 pages in a day, started planning out the world. Really, really fun. And it's not going to go anywhere, but I might want to sketch out some of the characters and some of the new creatures and whatnot. So I don't know. It'll be fun. But it's a great game. If you haven't played it, I would really, really suggest it. And I would suggest going back and playing Zero Dawn first as well. The new Bat movie is really good. Batman movie is really good. And they immediately went to buy the Batmobile. Well, that's great. Great for everybody. Great for Lego. Great for Warner Brothers. Great for Robert Pattinson. I still want to see it. I heard it was really good. Yeah, it's all coming up Millhouse right now. It's so nice looking. Seat, trunk, something. I had to go to my cousin's house after school to play it. Play what? Oh, I'll never forget the first time I played my first video game was Jedi Fallen Order. I forget sometimes people who are watching my channel are like babies. No offense. I forget how old I am sometimes. Oh, cool. I've got HBO Max, so I will be watching it mid-April. Perfect. I know it's like probably one of these things that you want to see in the theater, but at the same time, I'm like, I don't really want to go to the theater again. So, excellent. Thanks for the news. Thanks for the update. Got your little gas can. These are great pieces for spaceships. Non-greebling. Your first game was Jedi Fallen Order? I'm still getting over that. Not like Breath of the Wild or a Pokemon game or something. I'm 15. Okay. Well, no. I mean, Jedi Fallen Order came out like, what, 2-3 years ago? All right. No, that makes sense. Oh, I'm so old. My back. Oh, my back. Yeah. I turned 49 in June, so I'm old. Fallen Order was a great game. And yeah, it could be a hard first game to play. Like, there's a lot of, like, kind of typical video game things that it uses. Like, you have to kind of know about third-person open... It's not really open world. You can't just go anywhere, but it's you're kind of on rails. But the third-person kind of adventure game, there's a lot of assumptions I think are made in some of these games where you kind of have to know what you're doing a little bit. And if you don't, the struggle can be real. Oh, I know what the first video game I played was. It was Pong. And then we got an Atari 2600, and we played like Combat and Pitfall and Pac-Man, and the Pac-Man for the 2600 was different from the Pac-Man in the cabinet at the arcade. Like the graphics were all weird looking, and we're like, this isn't Pac-Man. And my dad's like, it says it's Pac-Man on the cover. It's freaking Pac-Man. We're like, okay, Dad, but have you been to an arcade? This isn't Pac-Man. This is like RC Cola Pac-Man. Yeah, the Lightsaber Battles, so I went from playing Battlefront 2015 and Battlefront 2 to... And I jumped right into Fallen Order, kind of played them at the same time. And the combat is a little different between the two. So I had a hard time with it. But I was also used to playing a different, my dodges were all off. And I couldn't get the parry system down really well. Figured it out eventually, but was not the best at it. It's fun watching my son play it. He's terrible. He's beat the game and he's, on to playing the Miles Morales Spider-Man game. But just watching him play, I'm like, what are you doing? Why are you looking at the ground so much? Look at the opponent that is attacking you. Atari ST here. Nice. Yup. Greg, if you're watching, I'm sorry. But you were bad at that game. You're much better at Spider-Man than I am, though. That's for sure. Yeah, like when you're playing as a hero in Battlefront, you're just smashing buttons, right? It's just dodge, dodge, swing, dodge, dodge, swing. There's no like combat. There's no different combos that you can use. You just have like your basic attack, and then you've got your little power-ups, and they do different things, but you just really have to kind of time them. And some of them are very glitchy. Like Anakin's choke, or Anakin's mighty swing or whatever, and then Darth Vader's chokehold sometimes don't trigger real well. And you end up getting killed because while you're doing this move, other people are like still running around. But Fallen Order, there's combos that you can go through and different ways to swing and all kinds of different things. And I just wasn't used to that. And I wasn't used to like defending until a guy got done attacking and then parrying. It's a little slower than Battlefront. So that I had to slow down a little bit. I felt like I was rushing into combat all the time because of Battlefront, but then I slowed down a little bit. And it's like that with Fallen Order, or with what's the game I'm playing now? Horizon. There are, when you're fighting the machines, you're just trying to survive. You shoot a bunch of arrows at them, you're range attacking, and then when they get close, you're like one swipe and then dodge until you get out of there, because they're the size of a freaking house. So you're like, I'm not hanging around here to get trampled to death. But when you're fighting humans, you can get up close and melee combat them, and the melee combat does have combos, right? In fact, part of the game is learning these combos and earning marks on these combos. And if you want a platinum trophy of the game, you've got to get all these different arenas give you stripes or medals or something, and you've got to figure that out. And there's one melee pet that I can't figure out because it's a combo thing, and the timing is terrible. Like, the game is a beautiful game, and it's so well done, and the story's awesome, and the voice acting's great, but the melee combat is not its strong suit. And the problem is I'm stuck on this one thing that requires you to be like R2, R2, pause, R2, and then hold R2, because the combo says, or R1, 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 pause, R1, R1. That's your combo. But then you have to chain them together, and what they don't tell you is the next R1 in the combo, you have to hold it. So if you screw it up, it stops the combo, and it restarts your training thing. But it doesn't tell you how long to pause. It doesn't say wait for this thing to happen and then start again. And so you're just trying to practice getting into that rhythm, and it's frustrating, right? Because if you screw up one little thing, the whole thing zeroes out. And then you have to do it twice. So if you screw up once, both of them are fried. And so I would rather, fight off a bunch of giant robot dinosaurs than to have to go through these stupid melee pits. But that's part of the game, Another part of the game that I refuse to play, but I think I might have to if I want to get that platinum trophy, which is mattering less and less to me as I play along, is they've introduced into the game, if you haven't played Witcher, the Gwent system. They have a playable board game inside the game that you can play. And no thank you. I think that's part of the reason I stopped playing Witcher, because I was like, I'm not going to play a stupid card game inside a game. I don't know. And this one's like chess or Stratego or something, where you've got these pieces that represent some of the machines in the game, and you're trying to knock all your opponent's pieces off the board or get victory points, basically. And when you do, you get to keep one of their pieces. And one of the parts of the platinum trophy thing is to win like 3 rounds or like defeat 2 random machine strike players. And I'm like, ugh, don't make me do that. I was on normal, and then there was a level. I don't know if you're playing it or if you got to that point, but there's a level where I'm playing, and if you're not familiar with the game, there's a machine called a Ravager, which is like a big tiger. And you're in this area, and you're with this guy, and you're going on a hunt with him to try to rid the area of these 2 machines that are causing problems in the village. And so you're in kind of an enclosed area, and there's 2 Ravagers. One's up on a perch, and one's kind of walking around. And then there's other machines in there, I think. Grazers, maybe, or Fanghorns. Resource gatherer ones that only really attack you if you attack them, kind of thing. And then... yeah, and there's the seat. Cool. Coming along. This is a little more chunky than I would have liked, that edge right there. But I suppose they're trying to get that angle. Still looks okay. Not bad. So I was on normal until I got to that, because I could not figure this out. It was the part of the game that I was dying on. I died like 20 times, and I was just so frustrated. All right, last bag of the day. Let's finish this up. So I had to change it to easy or whatever. And then I forgot to change it back, so I finished the whole game on easy. Okay, Jill. So, let me crinkle some bags before I keep talking. Do you like video games, first of all? Let's just start real basic. Do you enjoy playing video games? Are you a gamer? Social, casual, or otherwise? Or hardcore? Do you have your own chair? And if you do play, are you PC, Xbox, or PlayStation? Or Switch, or Nintendo, I guess. Because these are all very important questions. Mm-hmm. Ilcat is live. Everybody's playing Elden Ring. That is like the Wordle of the gaming world right now. I didn't even know it was coming out until I saw everybody was playing it. I was like, what is this game? But that's on me. Not playing anymore, so no chair. All right, so the Horizon series is a PlayStation exclusive game. So first of all, If you're on PS4 or PS5, great. If you're on Xbox or PC, I think you can play them. I think you can play Horizon Zero Dawn on either of those. Actually, I think you can only play it on PC. I don't think you can play it on Xbox because it is a Sony game. So PC or PS4 or 5. Oh, this wasn't 2. I don't know what I was doing. So it is it's not a survival game. It's an adventure game. It's a third-person adventure game, and it is apocalyptic, but it's like really far in the future. So it's not like Badlands or Fallout or anything like that, or not Badlands, Borderlands or Fallout. It's like 1,000 years in the future after a cataclysm, basically. So you don't really think that when you start the game. You only know... Hey, Doc. It's no problem, dude. So if you guys don't know, you should watch Sunday morning starting at 9. There is Brick Hive and Doc do Good Morning Brick World. And they have a panel. They talk with people. And they always have like a bit of news about Lego and about things that are going on, and then they have like a general discussion about things. It's really great. And they have a thing that they start with. They do some rumors and stuff, and then they show a schedule of everybody else's streams, which I think is great. They have a little like a schedule of when they do it. Then they have like clips of them doing stuff. So it's very good for the community. And I thank you, and I appreciate you coming on and saying that. So it's not a big deal. What you guys are doing is awesome, and I'm just happy to be involved. I was a little upset that I didn't know you guys were doing Star Wars today, or else I would have pitched being on. But I would have been on for an hour and then jumped over here. So, because I know Tech's doing Star Wars, and I know Solo is doing Star Wars, but I mean, come on. 2164. Okay. I thought it was much later. I thought it was like 3000 something, but 2164 sounds good. Because I thought the Zeniths were gone a lot longer than they were. Because I thought they were like 1,000 years old. And not 100 years old. Are you sure it's 2164? Wow. Okay. That doesn't jive with the story, I think, really well. Anyway, so the story is you start off as this young girl and her dad, and she's trying to become part of the tribe, or she's trying to become a warrior, and she stumbles into these ruins and finds a bit of technology, and it kind of changes everything about her world, right? It's like kind of the Aboriginal, native peoples, indigenous peoples kind of aspect, but there's machines all over the place. There's these machine animals, and they don't explain it right away why these people are like bow and arrow, and then there's machine animals. So you have to kind of figure that out through the story. Oh, sweet. Nice. Okay. I'm all for it. I hope it's a day that I'm not gone. Band and guard season's kind of run its course, so my days of being like I can't do anything on whatever days are kind of coming to an end. It's sad, but it's kind of a relief too. Where are those hinges, yo? So anyway, it's a very, very good game. I think it won Game of the Year when it first came out, or was nominated at least, in like 2017, 2016. I forget when it came out. It is a beautiful game. The blue thing in her hair, so you get different outfits during the game, and her hair is very like wild and red, and then she's got different helmets and different things, crests and crowns and tiaras. I only call them tiaras because I don't know what else to call them, but they're like the ringlet, crownlet things. But it's just different. Like, she encounters different tribes, and they have different get-ups that she can wear, and some of them offer different buffs and protections and advantages. But no, the thing that she finds is this little triangle that goes right here. It's called a focus, and it helps her see things technologically, which she interprets as visions because she's, you know, they're not technologically advanced people. I'm about running out of coffee. So I'm going to try not to spoil any more of it because I really want you to play it and discover it, because I want to go back and play it again without having seen it. It's one of these games where I was just so blown away. And the Lego set that's coming out, the tall neck, is one of the reasons that I got the game. Like, I was intrigued by some of the art, and I saw some of the gameplay. I'm like, this looks like fun. But just the idea of this giant walking thing that is just like, doesn't care about anything else in the world, just like walks around. And you're like, what is that? It's so like giant and mysterious, and I'm like, oh yeah, I'm getting this game. You can't stop me. So I'm totally in love with this game. I would like want to get a tattoo about it, and just, you know, I mean, I wrote fan fiction about it. It's awesome. Thanks for being here, Brad. Have a great rest of your Sunday. I will see you hopefully on Tuesday on Twitch. If anybody wants to, make sure to follow me over on Twitch. I think there's a link below this video. I'm trying to go over there a little bit more, split this up. Yeah, so have a good one. Am I good? Yeah. But the design is beautiful. The look of the game is really well done. It exists in our world, so it's the future of our world, but you don't really notice it right away. The thing is, it takes place in like Colorado, and I'm from Colorado. So at one point I started noticing things, and I'm like, is that Garden of the Gods? Is that the Air Force Academy? Is that, you know, these places? And so I looked it up in the game, and they're like, yeah, this is based. She starts here and she ends up in here, like somewhere in Utah. And I'm like, oh. And so like they took shots of those and like put them into the game, and like, this is real world stuff. It was so nice. So it's this pretty landscape, lots of mountains, lots of forests and things like that. I'm afraid if I would play it that I would want the set. Oh, yeah. I mean, the set looks kind of fun anyway, and I know people are going to be mocking it to, not mocking it like, haha, but like MOCing it because they want hinges on the legs. Right now, there's no hinges on those big legs for stability reasons, would be my guess. But I know there's a guy in my lug who's like, yeah, and he's a big mech maker, so he's like, no, I'm going to do some hinges on those legs so it can be posable. Like, it's not that posable. It just walks. It's just a giant giraffe, you know. Brachiosaurus. It's like a brachiosaurus. So anyway, I cannot trumpet praise this game enough. It easily my favorite game of the last like 10 years, with the exception of maybe Battlefront. So, and I'm not like a huge gamer, you know. I never really played WoW or Diablo or anything. I mean, I played some Quake in my day, and some Command and Conquer and StarCraft and stuff like that. Not Halo. What's the one? Half-Life. Played me some Half-Life. But yeah, this game it just rules. So good. Don't be afraid of wanting to get more Lego either. That should not be a concern. If you like it, do it. The rest will work itself out. That blue goes... Oh, okay. But I want to try to get away from that discussion a little bit because I feel like that's all I'm going to talk about. Because it's such a good game. Oh my god. So yeah, Moon Knight looks real good. Oh, is anybody else watching is it Doom Patrol? There's a DC thing on like HBO or something. And I can't remember what it is, but somebody said it was like actually really good. My pile of happiness is not that small. Oh man, I want that on a shirt. That's genius. I've got no backlog, so I buy and I build like immediately. So my pile is a room full of torn down pieces and a Star Wars shelf. So I completely understand. Well, on let's say your Luxembourg is what? +2 GMT? So you're 8 hours behind me right now? What time is it there? 8? Is it 8 p.m.? I'm bad at my time zones. So I'm on every Sunday at this time, whatever time it is for you. And then Thursday, I missed something. Ah, okay. I did. Every Thursday at 8 p.m. Central, so probably like 4 in the morning for you. 5:30. Oh, okay. That's not bad. It's 6 hours. So yeah, it'll be 2 in the morning when I do things on Thursday for you. It'll be 2 Friday mornings. So that's not a good time to build. But I'm always here Sunday at this time, and then Thursday evenings, and then Tuesday evenings I'm doing over on Twitch. I'm doing more of this, but I'm also designing in studio. I'm designing our local MLS soccer field stadium, Q2 for the Austin FC. And then I'm trying to decide if I want to do Friday night or Saturday morning as the second time for Twitch. Saturday morning seems okay for me because I can get up before Beth, my wife, and do some stuff before she wakes up. But Friday night too, I'm like, I kind of am doing stuff sometimes, but I want to keep that open in case I'm not. I'm never really doing anything Saturday morning. So I don't know. Probably. So Doc, if you're listening, that's the second Twitch stream that I was thinking of doing. So the Twitch stream is usually going to be designing microfighters. That's what I usually do. But because I'm working on the stadium, I'll do that as well. And then YouTube here, I will be doing more building. And then hopefully having some people on every once in a while. So if you've ever liked to be on as a panelist, we can hang out and chat and build. And that goes for anybody. If anybody just wants to be on for any reason and hang out and do stuff, just let me know. And I will accommodate as best I can. Oh, that's so... Okay. This is so nice. See if you can see this. Just fitting in there like that. Oh, ho, 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 ho. There's a little gap there, but I'm okay with it. Oh my goodness gracious. Look how nice that is. I'd call it sexy, but Beth's giving me crap about calling things sexy. I love these car builds. I love them so much. The angles that they come up with, the snot building techniques, it floors me every time. Like, I think the people who work on the cars specifically are some of the smartest designers at Lego right now. It's just so good. like I always toy with the idea of wanting to work at Lego as a designer, but knowing how they go through this process to build it, to get it designed, I feel like an imposter just thinking about it. But like I was going to say, this will be your build time. You can always have Sunday evening starting at 4 p.m. is your build time. There you go. Yes, that's exactly my focus. When I buy sets to build, it's usually Star Wars first. These cars, I like these cars, but I'm not. Oh, how many of these do we have? 11. I'm not into like the Speed Champions, those cars, or Technic cars, like the Lamborghini that just came out, or the F1 race car that is out. Not those, but like the system built cars, the pickup truck, the with exception the Aston Martin, because that was a movie one, but that's kind of the same, you know. The Porsche, the Mustang, I really didn't think I was either. And then, what was the first one I got? I think it was the VW Bug. Was really cool. And I'm like, yeah, I like these. And then I got a couple more, and I'm like, nope, these are my favorite. And I think because I'm a huge Star Wars fan, but I just really like the way these are designed. Like, they are so pleasing, like on an engineering level. They're so much fun to build. For me, I mean, maybe different for everybody else. A little bit envious of like how they get some of these shapes done and everything, so it's a lot of fun. I would be a great official microfighter designer. Yeah. Wouldn't that be great? Like, I just say, hey, you guys are great and everything, but I want to be your microfighter guy. So yeah, that's also what I do, Jill, is it's just one. Oh, because there's only one. Okay. Designing, and if you can see the inset down there, those are all my designs for microfighters. And that just was kind of an accidental thing from wanting to order parts to build Jango or Boba Fett's the Slave One, because I didn't have $200 to buy a Slave One from San Diego Comic-Con. I was like, but I probably can get the parts online, and if I find the instructions. And so I kind of backed into using Studio. I was like, while I'm in here, you know, they should really have a Republic Y-Wing as a microfighter. And so I like designed that, and then it just kind of spilled out after that. So it's been a fun ride. But yeah, I'm trying to break away from just Star Wars, because I've done a lot of Star Wars. I don't know if I've got like 60 some microfighters built and a couple hundred designed, but I'm trying to get into non-Star Wars. So this will be the Milano from Guardians, and I've got like USS Enterprise and the Gunstar, and from Last Starfighter, and I think that's it for non-Star Wars ones. Oh, and I don't know if you're a science fiction person or not, but then I've got like Red Dwarf. So here's a Red Dwarf. I don't have a figure for it yet because I've got to get a custom built one from England. Yeah, so trying not to do just Star Wars, but eventually I'll run out. But it's fun. And it's one of those where there's so many Star Wars ships that I can probably do this forever. And as long as they keep making new shows, like there's a new ship in the Kenobi show that I'll do. And there's always, you know, comic book lore and novels I was a little frustrated at the High Republic stuff because there weren't really like official images of the long beams or the Jedi ships. They had some comic book drawings, but that was about it. Was this supposed to be? No, that was right. Exactly. Like I've got one shelf. And you can see that over there. One shelf over there. Right? That's like 60 microfighters, and that's it. So there's a lot there, but it doesn't take up a whole lot of room. All right, I'm missing... Oh, nope, there it is. Not missing anything. They would be for an advent calendar. I think they'd be a little big for an advent calendar because they're not really small. They're not like advent calendar size. In fact, I have a joke that I've got a TIE Bomber microfighter. What's up, Doc? The microfighters are generally about 8 plates long, 8 plates wide. There's definitely a size to them, right? And they're chunky and they're chibi. But I get a little carried away with some of the sizes because I'm trying to. Let me give you an example. So the example I always give, and I'm so glad I get to talk to you about it. The example I always give is this is generally the size of a microfighter, right? About that big. So this is an unofficial one. This is a mock. This is Darth Vader's prototype TIE Advanced, right? The curved back end and everything. And I make these stands so he's above the Death Star and it's got some Death Star turrets. What's up, Miss Bricks? An adult. Yeah, it'd be really big. It'd be like the size of a table. So this is how big a microfighter usually is. So knowing that TIE fighters are like that, and they've got this piece, I wanted to do a TIE Bomber. The TIE Bomber is 2 of these pontoons, basically, right? You've got the cockpit version, and then like the bombing bay, fuselage area, sensor pods, whatever. So it would make sense that it would be like double what that is, right? So microfighter. But this microfighter is 200 pieces. This microfighter is 1 piece shy of the actual TIE Bomber set, which is 201 pieces. So this is way too big, right? It's like 16 wide and 10 long or something like that. It's way too big. The other option is to then do like this is a TIE shuttle, right? VIP shuttle with Wolf Yularen in there. It's the same size, right? It's the same width. So that's the choice that you're going to make. So I could turn this in, you invert the wings and now it's a TIE Bomber, which I think I'm going to go back and do because I finally got another one of these cockpit bits. This would be a better TIE Bomber than this, but you can see the choices you got to make is like, these are almost the exact same size in real life, but they are definitely not in this. I just also like the way this was built. I mean, it turned out really nice, but it's way too big. This would be a great, advent calendar size, like that. So yeah, as long as they were small enough, they could be a good advent calendar size, I think. You also have to think of 24 days times roughly 100 pieces. 2,400 pieces, that's like $250. So that's an expensive advent calendar. But I like the way you think, and I think we should make it happen. I think that should be a project that you and I work on Little did you know when you started following this stream that you're going to get homework. But there it is. Now we got to come up with a proposal. We got to post it on Instagram, get all the socials out, let people know we're doing it, get some funding, get some angel investments. Thank you very much. I have fun doing them. And while working on the streams, I can usually get one designed in a stream, so 1.5 hours, 2 hours. Sometimes I got to go back and work on it a bit, but it's all good. I'll be right back. Had to get some water. It's hard talking for 2 hours. I tend to lose my voice. All right. Yeah, so it's a longevity thing too. You can usually get that was the plan. That's why I started streaming, because I was like, well, this is kind of built in. Oh, that's off. Built-in content is there's so many Star Wars ships that you can do this for years and not get all the way through all of them. You know, I'd be doing this for years was the idea, and then like intersperse it with like actual building and things like that. Yeah, I should get some of those too, Doc. I've been toying with trying to get some, or to do more TikTok stuff as well. Just so, like, go back and rebuild some of the micros and just show them being built and throw some music on it and be done with it. But they didn't, that idea didn't take off real well on YouTube, so I was like, no, I'm not going to do it on TikTok. I don't think I'd get a whole lot of, I'd just be doing it for views, and that's not why I want to do it. It was a rookie move, too. I should have had some water here the whole time, and I didn't. Just had coffee. It's not nighttime. I usually have a couple beers out here, but... All right, so we're getting not real close, but we're getting close to noon. So once I get this bag done, we'll call it a stream. That is a good point, Walter, is that kids can build these. And they don't take long to do. Yeah, and that's kind of why I liked it. I felt like this was like microfighters, I think, were a good thing for Lego. They weren't these prohibitively large sets. You got an X-Wing, you got a figure, you got a Millennium Falcon, you got a Han Solo, you know, for $12 or whatever. So it wasn't like a huge thing that broke the bank. Well, that is just lovely. This kind of stuff, I don't know if you can see, but that yellow tile in there, that modified tile right down there, is designed specifically to clip in to the back there, along with the angle of this hinge. Oh, so pleasing. I've got a few designs. So some of the stuff that I've built aren't my designs. I've got like 8 or so that are just, while I was looking up ideas for it, I would stumble across them and go, that's better than anything I could do. The Genevex fighter that, what's her name, flies. I can never remember her name. Ventress, Asajj Ventress. There's a really great design for that. A sail barge, Jabba sail barge, a TIE Defender, an ATTE from Darth Designer was really good. So I picked up a few that I'm like, I couldn't do better than that. Some I'm like, I can do better than that. But there's a Death Star, and Death Stars are kind of like, I could build a round gray thing with some green shooting off of it, but there are a couple that have really unique builds, design elements that I wanted to kind of incorporate. So I was just like, yeah, I'll just build theirs. So I would ask them and get their designs or get their wish list, or if they had a studio file or something, or if they took good pictures of it. Some post on Instagram with like, here, build this. Here's the instructions. So I haven't done one, and I want to build one. I need to get a Tarkin figure too to go with it. But I think that would be a fun thing to add. I might try to do that before Brick Rodeo. There's not an official one. Let me see if I can find the one I was thinking about doing. So here is here's the one that I found that I liked. I like that it's rounded and the Death Star dish is kind of a little big. It's a little chunky. And I kind of like the chair. He stands in it too. He doesn't sit. Again, this is my studio recreation of somebody else's. So like I have a bunch of these that are like not mine. Like this is basically the store-bought one that's just recolored, right? I've got a lot of these like that. Like the sail barge is so good. It was so good, but he didn't have photos of it, and I had to like recreate it from or he had just photos. So some of these are good, some of these aren't great. This one's a lot of fun. It uses the capes for the fin. Oh, it's beautiful. It's really good. That is one, like I couldn't even get a hold of the designer. Like they had like 5 or 6 pictures on Flickr, and I had to go figure out how to build it from that. That was no good. But let's see. Yeah, so I looked up your guy. Death Star micro. I know I saw one on, was it this one? I saw one on Instagram recently, and it was, I think it was this one. So you can go to Rebrickable and get a bunch of these too. But see, there's like, how do you build the sphere? Do you like sphere build? Like, I forget what the dude's name is that builds sphere out of the bricks, and there's a certain math to it. I'm trying to figure out which one I saw recently that I really liked. But anyway, yeah, there's a bunch out here that are kind of cool. Yeah. The big antennas aren't. The long antennas, they came in so many of the old space UFO sets. They're all over the place. The smaller ones are a little more expensive, and the bars are expensive, but these big antennas, not very. Like I have so many of those things. Trying to see if I can find, maybe it was a message. Trying to see if I got, was it this one? Nope. I thought maybe I got a message from somebody that was like, yeah, try to. No, it wasn't. I think it was just a comment, but it was definitely on Instagram where I found it. So anyway, I'll try to find it later. But yeah, there's a bunch out there that are that are pretty good and I will probably use to some extent or try to figure out one on my own. Because it's pretty basic. I mean, it's just a sphere with some green stuff. Yeah, that's why I like the one that I pulled up, which had those quarter round bricks. The dish was a little big on it, and those bricks aren't round. They're curved sloped. They're not perfectly quarter round sphere things. So you do have to make some exceptions for that. But it also gives you a little leeway on making it a little thicker in the middle. Like if you wanted to do stuff to attach a dish or, you know, do one half and then split it and do the under half kind of thing. So there's gives and takes. Yeah, it's more gun than Death Star. I think that's the kind of the point of the Death Star anyway, but I liked kind of the littler ones that had like the little gun on it. I think that's a little cuter and not have like that's the middle point of what I was trying to go with was something that wasn't all gun but also was smooth. It's just hard to attach things to something that's perfectly smooth. So yeah, we'll see what happens. But that would be a good one. What I'm trying to do, and I've figured this out. I'm going to do a game at Brick Rodeo. So if you're all going to Brick Rodeo, June 30th through July 3rd here in Austin, Texas, I'm going to be doing a game the first 2 days where I will be putting all of my microfighters all over the convention in different spots. And as you walk into the public or to the display area, there'll be a handout or a piece of paper with instructions that say, here's a game. Find as many microfighters as you can. And if you can tell me what they are, whoever identifies the most microfighters will win a prize. And at the end of the convention, like Sunday night or Saturday night, we usually have like not an all hands, but kind of like a general assembly. And during that time, they will announce prizes and things like that for people who have won contests or people who have won trophies, like they get voted for best architecture or best space or best castle or something like that. So what I'll do is I'll hand out, and this person identified the most microfighters. We'll have, I'll have a few prizes, so you'd be first, second, third, or in case there's a tie or something like that. And then on the public days, I'll just put them in one big spot, and they can all be displayed. Because I'm not gonna do that for the general public; it'd be too much. But for 300 AFOLs, I think I could do that. I think I could grade 300 papers on a Friday. And at the end of the thing, there's a place to, put the ballots or put your papers in or something. I think it'd be fun. Why does this look like it's too far over? Because it is. So what are y'all's plans the rest of the day? Anybody do anything super fun? Gonna go visit family? Gonna go on a trip? Or is today just like I'm gonna sit at home and cool it today. I got laundry to do. Thank you. I hope so. I hope it's not a big mess. I'm also a little worried that I approach people who have their layouts and stuff, and I'd be like, hey, I'm running a game. Can I put this little microfighter on your set? Like in the back somewhere? Like it doesn't have to be like prominent right in the front, but if I like tuck it away, I'm hoping a lot of people aren't like, no, that's a terrible idea. Because then if I run out, if I put 60 ships out there and I've only got space for like 30 because everyone's like, no, don't put your stuff on my stuff. I'd be like, well, it looks like I'm putting these on the ground somewhere. Hey, what are you doing? Because as it is, I think I'm also going to have to get some sort of... Because I can put them all on a table, just kind of sitting there, but I want to kind of maybe get them on risers so you can kind of see all of them without like having to crane your neck. Because there's going to be kids, and kids, they only come up to like so high on a table, and if they can only see like that far, they can't see all of them. But if they're raised up a bit, I'm going to get some of those like plexiglass jewelry risers or something. But every time I price them, they're like really expensive. So I don't know if I'm going to try to fudge it and make my own or what. I have till June to figure it out. So yeah, what's everybody's plans since we're getting to the end point here? I am gonna go play Horizon, or I may do some chores around the house, and then at 3, I'm gonna go, or earlier than that, I'm gonna go to a bar, a outdoor eatery place, and watch some soccer. Because our local football club is playing today. And we're going to go hang out with some supporter groups, people, and watch. So nice to have like a lot of these pieces. These are so great. Again, probably nothing that I'd build with, but I also need another big project to start working on. I've got the moon base, just needs some craters and landscape done, but I'm kind of past the part where I'm like really worried about it. The monochrome moon base. I limit myself to microfighter purchases so I can so I'm not buying a ton at once. I just like, okay, I got this. Now I'm, this one's done. Now I can go to Bricklink and buy a few more pieces. Because I could really run rampant through buying a lot at once, and I don't want to do that. So thinking of something else to build. Another big spaceship or some sort of landscape thing, or I don't know. This is quite a lot done in one day. I'm very excited about this. Oh, that's so nice though. Oh, that's missing something. I needed that. Oh my god. I can't even with how nice that is. Oh. There's an extra piece that needed to go right here a long time ago. Okay. Cool. That sounds like a lovely evening, honestly. I need to do some more sorting. I've got giant bags of stuff from like the store and lug bulk and stuff that I need to go through. So that'll come up pretty soon, I'm sure. Well, this is the last little bit that we're going to do, so I'm going to say thank you to everybody who was here. Jill, it was nice meeting you. Thank you for hanging out with me today. And I hope to see you again next week, because I don't expect you to be on at 2 in the morning on Tuesdays or Thursdays, but if you're ever up that time, I'll either on here or I'm over on Twitch. Same screen name, Ben's Brick Designs, doing some design work. There are a couple of more sets that we'll end up building on YouTube over the next couple weeks probably. So YouTube will be builds for a while, and thank you. Thanks for the subscription. And we'll get back to just designs on Twitch. I'll work on Q2. We'll get some more microfighter designs going, and that'll be it. So thank you to everyone for being here. Have a good rest of your Sunday, or the last of your Sunday, I guess it were. And we'll talk to you soon. Bye, everybody.